Hi, on today's video, I want to show you how you can upload your ebook that you've typed up inside of Word and put it inside of Amazon so that you can sell it on the Kindle platform, otherwise known as Kindle Direct Publishing or KDP for short. So the first thing you need to do is go to kdp.amazon.com and that'll take you to the screen here. You can either sign into your existing Amazon account or sign up if you do not currently have an Amazon account. So we'll start with sign in. And I'm going to type in my information here. And then it's going to ask you to accept the Kindle Direct Publishing terms and conditions. So you can read all that great fine print information. And when you're done, scroll to the bottom and click on Agree. Now it wants to start setting up your account information because it says your account information is incomplete. To publish a book, you will need to complete this now. So we'll start with this section first. And we clicked on the update button. So first we have to enter in our basic information. So you want to choose the country that you live in. For me, that's United States. Then you need to fill in the information, a full name, address, and then down here you're going to fill in how you want to get paid. So you have to tell like where is your bank located. Again, you'll choose United States. Fill out your account holder information, and here at the bottom you're going to complete your personal tax information so that way they know how to pay you and how to track everything. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out, and I'm going to come back to the video here shortly once that is completed. So once you have completed your tax interview, it will return you back to this main screen where it has all your information, and I'm just going to click on Save here at the bottom of the screen. And now we should be ready to go back and continue on with the rest of our ebook setup. So after you click Save, you're going to scroll back to the top of the page and you're going to select the bookshelf, and that will take you back to the place where you can start loading your book information. So now we're ready to actually start the Kindle ebook process, and we're going to click over here where it says Kindle ebook. And now you need to start filling out basically 3 pages of information. So there's a lot of information you need to be aware of before you actually start uploading your book, just to make this process a little bit faster. So it's very simple. Obviously, you know which language you're going to have for your ebook. You need to enter a book title, and optional is a subtitle. And this book title is going to be how it appears on the book cover. If you have a series of books that you plan on publishing, then you can actually enter the name of that series and what series number this is, which I would assume would be your first one if you're just now starting off. And also you have the option to create an edition. So if this is like the 3rd edition of your book, you can put in a number 3 here. And then you have your primary author or contributor. So if this is a book that was written only by you, you can enter your information here. And then if you have any contributors, like an editor or somebody that wrote a foreword or an illustrator or whatever, you have all these options here. You can choose and add their names as part of your author and contributors. So if you have a co-author, you can add them here as well. And then this is your description, what's going to show up on the Amazon detail page. And if you click on this, it'll tell you that this is what people read if they try to decide what book they want to buy. So you really want to write a really good description here in this box. And it gives you 4,000 characters to enter that in. Then you have the publishing rights, whether or not it's public domain work or if you own the copyright. If you wrote this, you own the copyright. That's basically all you need to know. And then you have 7 options or 7 keywords that you can enter. And I really strongly encourage you to use keywords that people are going to search for on Amazon. So for instance, my client has a book that she created about multiple sclerosis and how to deal with that horrible disease. So she had several keywords regarding her ebook, and hers had to do a lot with using the bathroom. So urology was one of the keywords that she had, multiple sclerosis. Don't forget the main keywords. You know, if you're thinking about all the things about your book, make sure you include the main keyword. And I say that because she actually forgot to put in multiple sclerosis. She had 7 great keywords and forgot that multiple sclerosis was kind of like the underlying word behind everything. So make sure that you think about the keywords that you want to enter here. And then categories, this one's what category is going to show up in Amazon. And this was kind of frustrating to me when I was helping her with her ebook because I couldn't find the categories in Amazon to match up with the categories that they give you options for here. So here are all the different categories. You can choose up to 2. And if you see beside each one, there's a little plus symbol so that you can expand on these and choose a subcategory. So, for instance, let's say we're going to choose nonfiction. Maybe you wrote a book about health, for instance. So, we're going to go over here to health and fitness. And then you scroll down to health and fitness, and you'll see all these different types. And then there's even another subtype like diet and nutrition. So, you can dive down to that a little bit more. Maybe you just want to focus on nutrition. So, it'll show you down here that you picked nonfiction, health and fitness, diet, nutrition, and nutrition. If you go check the Amazon store, you may not find that breadcrumb to look identical to how it's laid out here. And that's the part that was frustrating to me. Is it was hard for me to talk to my client and ask her what categories she wanted, because she was looking at the Amazon front end and I'm looking at the Amazon back end, so to speak, and they weren't matching. So it makes it a little difficult. I ended up sending her screenshots of some general areas I knew she wanted to enter her book into those categories, and that's how she helped me pick which ones she needed. So that can be a little bit challenging. And once you select your categories, and again, you can choose up to 2, you can go down here to the age and grade range. So if you know that you only want somebody that's 18 and older to read this book, you can select a minimum age and put their age 18 plus. And you can have a maximum age, I suppose. And then they have grade ranges too. So maybe you're directing this book to kids in the 2nd grade, so you could actually choose 2nd grade right here, or maybe it goes from 2nd grade to 4th grade. And then you can also say whether or not you're ready to release your book now, or you're going to make it available for pre-order. And here it says pre-order lets you offer customers the option to pre-order your book as much as 90 days before the release date. So I've seen this a lot when I've actually bought books on Amazon. Maybe it's an author I really like and I'm excited for the next book to come out, and I'll pre-order it so that way when it comes out, the day it comes out, I get notification and I get to buy my book, which is kind of nice. So, and then you set your release date here. But probably you're just going to go ahead and release your book as soon as you finish the process, with the caveat that it can take 72 hours for Amazon to approve your book. So once you have filled out this entire form, you're going to click on Save and Continue. I'm going to enter my information real quick, and I will see you on the next page. So once you hit Save and Continue on the previous page, it's going to take you to the Kindle ebook content. Shows not started. So now you're going to upload your manuscript. Then you're going to upload a cover, and then you'll do your Kindle ebook preview. You'll click on this and it'll show you what your ebook's going to look like, and then you can enter in an ISBN number if you choose to have one. So this one's pretty simple. There's not too much you have to worry about. You can enable the DRM on this Kindle book, and if you want to read more about this, it's basically just to inhibit unauthorized distribution of the Kindle of your book. Some people don't want their books to be lended out, so that's what this option is for, and you can say, yes, I want to enable the DRM. And like I said, then you're going to click on Upload Your ebook manuscript, and then we're going to launch your cover creator. I'm going to go ahead and do this real fast, and since my book is not ready, I'm going to actually borrow my friend's book, and we'll put it out here, and just so I can show you how the preview works. Okay, so now I have a ebook uploaded and the cover of the ebook, and you can see right here where it has the manuscript name, and then it has a cover image, and then below that we have Launch Previewer. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this because it takes a little bit to actually get it started. It needs to take your book, and it has to take that cover page and it has to combine them together, and then it will show it for you. But I wanted you to see this so you kind of know, oh, I need to wait here for a second, and this is normal. And something else I wanted to warn you about is to make sure when you have your ebook that you don't have a cover on the ebook when you go to upload it, because if you do and you have nice artwork that you want to upload as a separate file, then the two will end up duplicating your cover page. So the one that you upload will look really nice on your Kindle e-cover, and you will see this in the preview. But if you have a second, that cover page on your actual ebook, then it's going to think that you need a second cover page, and that one looks a little bit off. And this was just something I discovered going through this process. So it's just good advice that you make sure that you have a cover page that's by itself, it's separate. It can be inside of a Word document, but just make sure it's a single page, and you'll upload that as your cover file. And you'll have your ebook that doesn't have a cover page. And we'll see how this all looks together now that it's finally getting to the launch stage. So here is the book, and you can tell it looks like it's right inside of a Kindle, and it's ready to go forward or backwards. So I'm going to click here, and you can see this is the dedication page. So this is what the first page of the ebook is now once we remove the cover page. and then you can see the rest of the book. It has acknowledgments, table of contents, and the table of contents were all clickable inside of the Word document. So now when you're actually inside of this Kindle test, you can click on one of these links and it takes you to whatever page it's been hyperlinked, which is really nice. So all the hyperlinks that you create in Word will transfer over into your Kindle. The one thing that won't transfer over are the page numbers, so you will lose page numbers, and that was something that I discovered also when we were playing around with loading this up for the first time. She actually has page numbers inside of her Word document, but they do not appear here inside of the table of contents. It's just the links only. So once you are done looking at this, I can close this out and go back to the actual book details to continue the process. I'll click yes. That's how we did it on her site. And then once you've done previewing it, like I said, you can enter an ISBN number. It's optional. You don't have to have that. You can read more about ISBN and whether or not you would like to have that. So now I'm going to click Save and Continue. And oh, by the way, another thing Amazon will do for you is check to see if you have any spelling errors. That was something I forgot to show. The first time we uploaded her document, there were 3 spelling errors that it caught, and we were able to go in and correct 2 of them. One of them was just a medical term. It didn't need to be changed. So that's kind of a nice feature that KDP's actually got your back. So if you missed it inside of your Word document, they might find the error. And then if you do find an error, you will have to go back to your original Word document, correct it there, and then re-upload to Amazon. So as soon as this process continues, I will show you the next step. So now we're on the last page of the Kindle ebook process, and this is all about pricing. So the first thing you need to decide is whether or not you want to use this KDP Select enrollment. So it says that you can reach more readers and maximize sales potential, etc., and it enters you into a storyteller contest. So you can read about how do you enroll and learn more, whether or not you want to be entered in that. I'm not going to choose that right now. And then you can decide whether you want it to be worldwide rights or individual territories. Again, there's all these links on here. Amazon makes it really easy. So as you're going through the process, if you're ever in doubt, make sure you click on some of these links. They do have extra videos throughout the entire process. For instance, if you click over here to KDP Amazon, and it's got a long help topic, but if you go to one of their help pages within KDP, you'll see all the help topics they have over here on the left side of the screen. And this one I actually found back when I was looking at the categories and keywords area. I was curious what videos they had created for it. And so there was like a little 4.5-minute video here that you can watch. And then they have these expandable sections here that explain more, like how to log in, go to your bookshelf, yada, yada, yada. So it gives you a lot more information, best practices, useful keyword types, something you should definitely look at before you complete your ebook process. I just wanted to mention that to you. So if you're over on the, I think that was on page 2 of the ebook process, when you have to enter in your categories and your keywords, click on a link there and it'll take you directly into this page. So we're skipping the select enrollment territories. We want all of them. Now you have to decide on your royalty and pricing. So you have to decide how much you want to charge for your book and then how much royalty you're going to earn for each book that sells. So we're going to select the Amazon.com, just the main Amazon.com primary marketplace. I'm going to choose a list price of, we'll say $4.99. And I'm going to do the highest price, which is 70%. And now it's going to calculate it. It tells you it has to be between $2.99 and $9.99. So the royalties will be $3.18. If I do the 35%, then it's $1.75 royalty. And again, these are decisions you're going to have to make as to how much you want to make. And these values that you choose impact other sections as well. So if you choose 70% and you scroll down here to do the book lending, you'll see that the book lending is automatically checked and I can't uncheck that. And that's because I'm at the 70% level. So you automatically get enrolled in the Kindle book lending. If you don't want your book to be lent out, you can change it to the 35%, which means you're not going to make as much money on the royalties, $1.75 instead. But now you can say, I don't want this to be lent out, which hopefully encourages people to buy your book. So those are just things that you'll have to decide from a business standpoint, which you prefer. I'm going to leave this at 70% and say, fine, it can be lent out. And another thing you can do is right here above this, it'll say view service, and it'll tell you like how much your book is being sold for. And this is in beta, which means it could be faulty. So you'll see that the highest author contributing is about $3.99. That's like the best price they're selling them for with the 70% royalty plan. Once you start raising the price to $4.99, $5.99, or $6.99, you can tell that the amount of sales is dropping off. If you're on the 35% royalty plan, it's even lower than that. So that's just something to keep in mind between $2.99 and $3.99. So maybe I should change my price, is what it's suggesting. I'm going to go ahead and go back. I'm going to keep the 70%. Maybe I'll go ahead and mark it at $3.99, so I'll get the best rate or the best possible sales for the price. And now the royalty says $2.48. You can also decide whether or not you want to enroll your book in the Kindle Matchbook. To learn more about this, again, it's going to take you to help sections. You can read more about this, and this allows people to help. It gives people the option to print your book, and which is a great service. So if you want to allow them to print, now you have to make more decisions. So now you have to select if you want it to be $1.99 or 99 cents or free. So let's say you want to charge $1.99 to print your book. That means you're going to earn $1.08 when they print this book. If it's 99 cents, you'll earn 38, and if it's free, then you don't make any money off of it. So that's just something to keep in mind. Book lending, again, this is automatically checked because I chose a 70% royalty option. And then your terms and conditions, you need to read that, and then you're ready to publish your Kindle ebook. Please notice 72 hours for your title to be available for purchase. So that is the entire process. It's all the forms you need to fill out. First, I walked you through the steps on how to enter your own personal information, including what your address is and your tax information, your bank information. And then we went back to the bookshelf area, which you can always go back to at any point in time. If you don't want to publish, we'll click Save as Draft. And that will take you back to, you can go back to your bookshelf and you can see where the item is. So if you're like, I don't have time to finish, I want to double check this stuff later, you can go ahead and sign out and you can come back later. And now you'll see your book listed here. It's got my title, but it's got her book cover right there for now. And then you just go back to click on Continue Setup, and that will let you make whatever changes you might want to make. It makes you, verify. Maybe you weren't sure about the spelling of your contributor's name, if they were giving you a forward, or maybe you just want to double check all your spellings like on your book titles and whatnot. So that is the entire process. I hope you find this video helpful. Make sure you send me an email if you have any questions on how to work on this, or leave me a comment below this video, and I will be glad to try to help out and give you any more information that I possibly can on how to put your ebook into Amazon and get that thing for sale. Thanks for watching.